Can I get an encore? Do you want more? It's Tour de Fleece week 2. And why yes, you can call me a tech wizard because I fixed my audio. Which means we can safely film outside without being bothered by the noises on the highway. I'm so happy. I left you in a state of almost about to play bobbin chicken. I might in the meantime have plied a little bit more off camera. I'm sorry, I just want to spin. Now I have emptied one bobbin, but another one is still, well, you know, loaded with wool. So, you know what I like to do then? That is to make a plying bracelet. I swear I'm not flipping you guys off. I don't know if I can get this wool off my finger though. I can feel my blood flow being restricted. Freedom. And quite a bracelet. Damn! Friends, there she is, our first finished bobbin. Squish squish, for good measure. Now as you can see, I still had quite ways to go, so not really a game of bobbin chicken, I admit. Now let's get my now famous nitty noddy and yeah, we'll see how much we have spun these first 5 days. So yeah, do you remember me being glad not to be bothered by the noises of the highway anymore? The weather gods disagreed. Let's continue. Even though it's noisy, I'm not mad about it because it has been dry for weeks. So yeah, nature can use this. So it's noisy, but it's okay. Wow, our first skein of Tour de Fleece. Too big to skein. How much meters do you think I have spun? You've got 10 seconds to answer, and then I maybe have twisted this thing. Nope, nope. Haven't twisted the thing yet, but I will tell you the answer. It is 545 meters. Give or take, because as you know, my nitty noddy is not exact. Let's try again. That'll do. Can we just admire all the different tones of brown and black. It's impossibly beautiful. Soft, but a little less soft than the Flemish sheep that I'm used to, but like, I think great outerwear wool, like this would make great sweaters, great cardigans. Yeah, I can't get over it. This is I love this skein so much. I'm happy. I like it. Another. It fell on the ground. Oh no. Anyway, now that we are done plying, we can start about dyeing, because damn, you all really want to dye. Are you okay? Of course you are, because it's dyeing with YE. A question I have received regarding natural dyeing, because if you don't know this yet, the type of dyeing I do is very natural, not synthetic or chemical or anything. I dye a natural death color. And I do so mostly with plants I find in my own garden. If you want to see more of that, if you're interested. What's she talking about? What's this lady babbling on about? Then here is a playlist. Now, a question that was asked, and I think it's quite an interesting question because I don't actually have a real answer to it. How have I experienced the dye fastness of natural dyes? And I have experienced it quite good right now. I've got some examples of stuff that I have dyed with natural dyes, like these socks might be one of the very first things I made with hand-spun, hand-dyed yarn. Well, not of the first, but these are quite old and they are still looking as colorful as they did at the start, I think, or maybe I have not noticed them fading yet. This is a sweater that I dyed, or I dyed the yarn, even before I started spinning. So the beginning of 2021, and I dyed it with alder cones, and it's still the same golden brown from alder cones. My onion peel sweater is also still heckin' vibrant. So yeah, I have no problems with the light fastness of natural dyes. That is my personal experience answer. I hope that quenches your thirst for knowledge. Yes, I know, it's all very yellow. I can't actually talk about much other colors than just yellow. It's just very easy to dye yellow, and I like yellow, so why would I stray from that? Tomorrow we shall start a new skein. Let's start a new skein. So a question I got, I think it was exactly one day after I filmed my Q&A, so it has been in the question stash for quite a while, was what dye plants did I plant in my garden? And I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't planted anything in my garden. My garden has planted itself, except for these Echinacea flowers. Echinacea? But that's the beauty of natural dyes. It is in the word itself. You find them in nature. My philosophy on my garden is still, and has always been, grow and let grow. Although I will admit that we have contacted a landscaper to actually hit restart on our garden, because there are some noxious plants that I personally cannot contain within the confines of what is reasonable. So there will be some work done in this garden, but mostly it's grow and let grow. And when a garden is able to just do its own thing, become a natural space, then the dye plants will come. They will come themselves. I will show you. So we are here in the first part of my garden, and this is all, I kid you not, dye stuff. Got, well, no more flowers right now. These are lilacs. Both the leaves and the flowers, dye stuff. I don't know how you would call this in English, but we call it zevenblad and dye stuff. Walnut tree, very much dye stuff. And just as last year, I don't know why, it's July, and why are you already dropping nuts? Anyway, now that we are underneath the walnut tree, here is greater celandine, dye stuff. And over here, cotinus, dye stuff. And well, just the plant that has gotten out of bounds, and I am really not good at keeping it in bounds, ivy. I have a video on dyeing with ivy berries. In spring, this will all be filled with dandelions, dye stuff. Whatever this is called, dye stuff. If you just look closer, there is dye stuff everywhere. Like, I've forgotten one that I see right now on my left, which is sorrel. When I bike to and from work, everything I see, it's all dye stuff. Like right now, St. John's wort is blooming everywhere. There are pansies. It's everything is dye stuff. You just, if you find a plant, you know, just if you have a plant and you know the name of it, just Google dyeing with plant. And then I mean the name of the plant, not just plant. You will find it. Someone has tried it and maybe even had successes with it. So that's... I didn't plant any dye stuff. The dye plants planted themselves or were already present in my garden. Also, stinging nettle, dye stuff. Pisha. I'm actually lactose intolerant. Pizza is one of the things I gladly sit in the toilet for. It's actually my bedtime. Around 10 o'clock in the evening. I didn't get all that much spinning in because we had a lot of company over today. I know it's a Thursday, what a random day to have company, but we had, and I only started spinning like 8:30, and then I still had to eat. So I did like 3.5 of the bird's nests. Yep, my bed is calling me. See you tomorrow. So, as I didn't get all that much done yesterday, and I still have approximately half an hour before I have to leave to work, you know, it is spinning time. Good morning! And my cycling outfit is weirdly also very appropriate for this Tour de Fleece vlog, isn't it? Well, time to leave. Don't worry, baby. I'll be back. Now be good, will you? I'm back, babies. There really is nothing better after a hard day of work. Feeling the rhythm, going with the treadle. Empty your brain. But I shouldn't empty it entirely though, as I still have a question to answer today. And the question I will answer today is, what's a dye stuff, dye plant, dye whatever I still would like to experiment with? And I personally think that lichen and fungi dyes look like such fun guys. I just haven't had the resources to actually experiment with it yet, but I really want to, because the colors I have seen coming from the lichens and the fungi are immaculate, perfect. Chef's kiss. So if any one of you knows a good resource on lichen or fungi dyeing, then please do let me know. I am very much interested in it. So now, tit for tat guys, it's just fair trading between the two of us. I told you what I would like to experiment with, but what would you like to experiment with? I mean, this video right now is themed all about natural dyeing, but you shouldn't limit yourself to that. If there is something in the realm of crafting that you want to experiment with, tell me. I am curious. I want to know all the things. Hold up. Stop the presses. Breaking news! The owner of the Zwartbles sheep, who are apparently called Vic and Mieke, have sent me pictures of the sheep. I now have pictures of the sheep and I am spinning. Look at them! Aren't they absolutely lovely? Moet swipen. While I wasn't able to make up for lost spinning time caused by my social life, I do think I'm making quite good progress for this being just normal days in a normal work week. I'm on my second pass, quote unquote. I always go 3 times on my bobbin before I call my bobbin finished and start the second one. So I'm like halfway this bobbin now. It's Friday, so that means weekend is knocking on the door, and I hope I might get some more time to spin, even though it is jam-packed full of activities yet again. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, and if you think, damn, she looks like she's been scrambling through a berry bush to pick all the right berries, then you're absolutely correct. You want one? Boop. It's good, isn't it? Now, before we start the actual spinning part of this vlog, a little message, if you will. I have made the executive decision to stop the vlog after today and upload it so that you already get to see it on Sunday. That means 2 vlogs, 1 week. More content for you, isn't that nice? And I've made this decision because I was editing my footage of the last couple of days and I have realized that I've been having too much fun and making too much footage, and it's already over 20 minutes long. And if I keep up this pace, then maybe it'll be 2 videos every week for the rest of Tour de Fleece. How does that sound to you? Anyway, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Forecasts have said that it's going to be disgustingly hot outside today and probably also disgustingly hot inside today. So I'm just going to spin this early bit of the morning and we'll see how we get on. I have now realized that this is our first entire week of Tour de Fleece, so day 7 or 8, well, Saturday to Saturday. And yesterday I might have sounded a little bit disappointed in my progress with the spinning of this bobbin, but then I realized that I only had 1 skein in 1 week last year, and that skein was 450 meters. So in total meterage I have already surpassed my first week, as my first skein right now was 545 meters, and well, this is probably also like 200 meters or something. So hi, this is where we ended today. I've finished the 2nd pass on my bobbin and we're getting a start on the 3rd. But as it is Saturday, I have my customary hiking date with my mom. I'm going to go to her now. And well, before I leave you for this vlog, here is what my Patreons have been doing. And just as last time, if you see an ad, or as we call it in Dutch, a monkey's tail, in front of their name, then you can follow them on Instagram, which is something I highly recommend. So yeah, if you want to join in on the fun on Discord, then you can also become a patron. The link will be in the description, but of course, no pressure, and all that rests for me to say is if you like these kind of fiber shenanigans, then maybe you could like, comment or subscribe, but of course that is all up to you. And as for me, I will see you in my next video. Bye!